This is Audible.
The Man Who Fell from the Sky, an Audible original. Written by Anita Frank. Narrated by Kristen Atherton. Chapter 1. The Mendip Hills, Somerset, March 27th, 1944, 23:30. It was the noise that woke her. The thunderous roar ripped through Joan's room so loud and so terrifyingly close, the flimsy panes of glass rattled in the window frames. This extraordinary din was followed by an ear-piercing whine. Then the unmistakable rat-a-tat-tat of a machine gun. She threw back her covers, her bed-warmed toes quickly finding her waiting slippers. Too impatient to light her bedside lamp, she snatched up her cardigan and plunged through the pitch black, groping for the door. The deafening thrum of aircraft briefly receded as she raced down the landing to her parents' room, her eyes rapidly adapting to the gloom. Throwing their door wide, she realized she was not the only one awake.
Joan?
Her mother's voice betrayed her sleep-drenched confusion.
What's that noise? What's going on? I'm going out to see. Sounds like a dogfight. Wait!
But Joan was already heading for the staircase, dragging her cardigan over her cotton nightdress as she pierced the pooling shadows. She made quick work of her descent, her sense of urgency driven by the alien sounds now infiltrating the farmhouse. Once down, she hurried through the door at the back of the hall into the kitchen. The impenetrable darkness did not impede her progress. She needed no light to navigate her way. The house had been her home for all her 24 years. She knew every inch of it by heart. At the back door, she exchanged her slippers for gumboots, then cracked the latch, steeling herself against a dousing of cold air. The clamour of machine guns was louder now. She ran out into the yard, her neck cricked as she gazed up into the night. A sliver of moon glowed amongst the smattering of stars, as wisps of cloud drifted across the black expanse. And there, amidst it all, were the silhouettes of two planes, swooping and wheeling like sparring avian foe. But in some peculiar inversion of nature, the sparrow was attacking the hawk. Dieter Schmidt gripped the yoke of his Junker 88A bomber as he scoured the night sky through the perspex canopy above him, searching for the RAF fighter. They had succeeded in dropping their bomb load without incident, just as they had expected. Weren't they the lucky crew, after all? Charmed was the moniker Oberstleutnant Müller had given them, thanks to their ability to sail through sorties without mishap. Dieter and his 3 crew members had grown as close as brothers over their past 48 missions together, uncommonly untouched by injury or death. Even 2 months ago, when they had limped back from an attack on London, their aircraft badly damaged, Dieter's perfectly executed crash landing had saved them all. And so tonight, with their mission completed, they had turned for home in good spirits, believing they had beaten the odds once again. But then, the RAF Mosquito had appeared.
I see him!
The shout rose from the gondola slung beneath the cockpit, where Dieter's gunner, Rudi Rat, lay prostrate, manning the rear machine gun he now ruthlessly set to work.
Did you get him?
Dieter cried once the gunfire had subsided. He peered through the darkness for any sign of their elusive attacker. In the jump seat beside him, his observer, Alfred Kratzert, did the same. The answer did not come from the gondola below, but from the seat behind him.
He's rolled starboard!
His radio operator, Kurt Winkel, sat back to back with Dieter, his own twin machine guns also trained over the rear of the aircraft. The cramped cockpit ensured easy communication.
I can't see him!
Alfred peered through passing wisps of cloud.
Where's he gone? Wait, he's...
But Rudi's words were cut short by bullets pinging off the fuselage. Kurt